For the Cayuse Chamber, I'm Wayne Lawrence. Welcome to Is Owning a Business a Blessing or a Curse? The podcast where we talk with real business owners about the highs, the headaches, and everything in between. Today's guest is Chuck Klein, an entrepreneur who took the leap into restaurant ownership with Cafe Honeycomb. We'll hear from Chuck, who stepped into a very competitive industry to learn if it's been more of a blessing or a curse. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, Chuck, I see. First of all, I immediately noticed that you brought something with you.
Yes.
And I don't know if because it's in the morning at this point, and I just have my coffee or what.
You could smell it. Yes. So I brought you guys some fresh pastries from the cafe.
That's going to do more to talk about the podcast than anything. Let me see if I can get our viewers to kind of check this. Now we'll get a closer shot later. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so
beautiful.
all of our
pastry smells great.
Yeah, all of our bakery is made from scratch in-house.
Okay.
We have an in-house baker, scones, muffins, croissants, cookies. I mean, you name it.
Good.
So.
Well, tell us about it then.
Yes.
How did you start? How long has it been around? What's the history?
Yeah, so the history of Cafe Honeycomb, I purchased it in 2023. It was formerly the Stone Oven over in Woodmere. And when I purchased it as the Stone Oven, there was obviously the Stone Oven over on Lee Road in Cleveland Heights.
Right.
Different ownership, but same name. I immediately knew I kind of had to rebrand and come up with my own concept.
Mm-hmm.
So using them as kind of a template of what worked,
Mm-hmm.
the Stone Oven's been around for 20 some years.
Mm-hmm.
We came up with the new brand of Cafe Honeycomb. It's a very similar menu in the respect that sandwiches, salads, but we've elevated it. We have, like I mentioned before, an in-house baker, so we're doing all of our bakery from scratch ourselves.
Terrific. Wow.
We try to use local ingredients whenever possible. For instance, like our lettuce is from a greenhouse in Hudson, right down the road from us, and they make all their lettuce hydroponic.
Oh.
There's no human hand touches it from the time they put the seed in to the time it gets packaged. It's all automated.
Yeah.
So we try to partner with companies like that just do good work.
I love companies that procure from local other vendors too. I mean, just, first of all, just keeps the economy and community growing as well too.
Exactly.
It's almost like giving back to the community. So it was Stone Oven before. I remember they have two locations. Why did you change the name? Did you have to change the name, or you just wanted a total different feel and concept?
Yeah, I wanted to have the freedom to do what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I just felt it was a little confusing from a customer standpoint to have two different locations, the same name, but they're doing radically different things.
Okay.
So we do more scratch made in the house, in the kitchen things. A lot of our dressings are made from scratch. Our tuna salad, chicken salad, and it gives me the freedom to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, right now we have a new steak salad we just rolled out.
Oh, good.
So it lets us do more than we were before.
Okay. So after breakfast, we're going to have to go get lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
I can already tell at this point. So when you have an existing brand, it's been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. What are the customers' expectations? Because sometimes they take a look at location, a physical location, and then there's some sort of turnover or change or things like that. Do they compare the two? And how do you handle that pressure?
Yeah. So before the actual name change, I did a lot of communication to the customers, letting them know that the name is changing, but the core restaurant's staying the same. It's still me running it. And when it finally made the name change in July of 2024, we did see a decline in sales. Like people just stopped coming because the sign changed.
Different place, right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And we got a lot of new customers coming in, which was nice.
Okay. Different place.
Yeah.
Maybe better.
Right. So it's kind of in that respect, a curse and a blessing. But we, over the last year and a half, have gotten a lot of those customers to come back. And they'll come in and say, "What happened to Stone Oven?" And I said, "I'm still here.
Yeah.
It's still me."
Right. And that's good because, as you develop those relationships with those customers, from a service and quality standpoint, I'm sure that just bode well for you as you start to put in your name.
Absolutely.
But the risk is very, very different. So what took you into ownership and taking that entire risk on yourself? Do you have partners, first of all?
No,
at all?
I don't.
Okay, so it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
So why take on that risk?
So prior to purchasing the restaurant, I had started a tech company where I was connecting customers who buy auto parts online, a bumper or something, with someone in their area to install it for them.
Yeah.
And I built a network of about 3,500 nationwide installers, ended up selling that business to a large company. And once I worked with that new company to transition the program, there wasn't much more for me to do there. And I was finding the next thing to do. And this opportunity kind of came across.
And you were an owner of that company, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sole ownership once again?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were an entrepreneur to begin with, right? And inherent risk taker in a sense. And
don't tell my wife that. But
hey, believe me, once it gets in your blood, it's hard to get out of your blood, no matter what.
Yeah.
But you went into something that you were just a little bit familiar with, but not completely.
Correct. I did restaurant industry early in my career, but it was been 20 some years ago, and never at an ownership level.
Okay.
So it was a steep learning curve.
Okay.
But the guys I bought it from did a great job of helping with that transition. Yeah. I made a ton of mistakes along the way.
All right.
But I learned a ton. So
good. Yeah. Perfect segue. Yeah. So what are some of the challenges? What have been some of the curses that you've experienced since you got into the business?
I think the biggest thing was that I don't know everything. And I started the business thinking, I got this all figured out and everything I do is golden. And a lot of my choices early on were not golden. They were bad. And a great one that I tell people is I started buying my pastries. This is before I had a baker in house. Yep. I started buying them from the food providers, frozen pastries, and thinking, you can't tell the difference in the quality. They're going to still buy it. People could tell the difference, and they stopped buying it. And my pastry sales went way down, and I was getting comments from customers saying, the quality's not as good anymore. And that's when I knew I had to make a change and invest in bringing a baker on. I've had her here over a year now, getting the equipment in-house and really focusing on quality, which I always knew was important, but I realized now was very important.
So Chuck, you identified that challenge earlier on, and listen, we got to make some changes here. Yeah. But you lose customers. Mm-hmm. How'd you bring them back? Because this takes a long time. It's easy to lose them, and it's hard to get them back. So how'd you bring them back?
It is. You're right. Day in, day out, consistent quality product. I have an awesome team. I have very, very low turnover. So it's consistent. When you come in, you're going to get a quality product, and word of mouth does travel. And that's really been the main thing. We do a little bit of marketing, but word of mouth is huge for us.
And so obviously it's been a blessing as well, too.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it has been. Yeah. You seem like you're smiling, so maybe it is. Tell us about that. What are some of the blessings of owning your own business?
The freedom to do what I want to do at any time. If I want a new sandwich, or if I want to change directions completely, I can. There's no one to tell me no, which is also a curse.
Sure. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I also never really got along with bosses in previous jobs. I just didn't see
that's a common theme for a lot of business owners. Yeah, can't listen to someone else.
Right. And so for the first time in a long time, I just feel this freedom to kind of, I control my own destiny in a sense.
Okay, good. So with that part of it, controlling your own destiny, that means a lot of times, especially for, things that are new concepts, trying to get the bakery or pastries back, means a lot more time, effort, and work.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Who do you turn to help you get through all of this at this point? Because I know owning a business, even for myself, that you feel like you're on an island at times. I mean, no one can really relate to you per se. But who do you turn to get through those times?
So my wife and my family, of course, helps. The guys that I purchased the business from, I lean on them a little bit too.
Yeah. Okay.
Other business owners that I've met.
Okay. Good.
Through the chamber have been helpful. And my team. I have an awesome team that I can lean on for questions and concerns and feedback, and they're honest with me. So
like most business owners, I'm sure you still get the person who walks in and says, "Hey, you need a 7-layer cake, that has something on top of it and whatever, and things." So, and you just manage through that in terms of what's best for you.
I've had people come in and say that I should offer pickles with my sandwich, and I said, "Okay, like, would you pay extra for a pickle?" And she said, no, as a garnish. It's like, you can't do that.
So I know you also have classes and catering. I think that's a big add-on to both of them. How is that added to, just overall health of the company and just offerings?
So I think diversifying the revenue streams is key. And we're still looking at, we have another stream that we're about to roll out soon here too. I'll tell you about. But with the classes, it's a whole different demographic. It's people that are not from the area because they see it on social or on our website, and they're coming from Akron, they're coming from Brunswick. They're driving into Woodmere to take these classes because it's something new and exciting to them.
Oh, yeah.
And they come back and they buy more food from us. So
okay,
it's a win-win for everybody.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And catering it just gets us out to a population that wouldn't normally come to the restaurant.
Okay. It's a natural marketing tool. So if they come from wherever and they tell other people, they're going to come in with them next time, which is great.
Exactly. But our third stream that we're rolling out, I'm very excited to announce today publicly that we're starting a wholesale bakery program. So for restaurants that want to sell bakery but don't have the means or the ability to make fresh bakery, and they're probably buying it from Costco or Sam's Club, they can buy our bakery made from scratch, delivered to their restaurant, and they can sell it under their own label or under our label. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
But it allows them to have high quality bakery at an affordable price, and they don't have to worry about the manpower.
Well, first of all, thanks for the exclusive. I really appreciate that. That's awesome because, it goes back to what you said earlier about how with your customers, they understood when something was not freshly made. And now you're going to be able to go to these restaurants and basically offer the same type of, fresh pastries and desserts and whatever. That should actually, at the end of the day, help their bottom line because, if you increases your ticket at a restaurant, it's going to help your bottom line. So that launches, you said, now. So how do people hear about that?
So they can just go on our website, fill out the contact form. They can contact the restaurant, talk to myself, or email me at chuck@cafehoneycombohio.com. And I can fill them in.
All right. Sounds great. So you and I met. Anyone who follows us knows that when it comes to the Kai's Chamber and networking, those things, that's my thing. And that's how you and I met.
Yes.
We actually met at a joint chamber event, which was the Kai's Chamber and the Better Business Bureau. You had your table there and you were doing a good job telling everyone about it. So how has that helped your company in getting the word out and whatever? I mean, just tell us a little about the chamber networking part.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's huge. It's people that are in the area, and a lot of them haven't been to my restaurant, and to their side, I don't know about what their business is.
Yeah.
So getting to meet those people and learning what's out there is very helpful. But I think what's more helpful is that support network you have from them. You have people who understand the problems and the concerns and the stresses you have, and they sometimes have ways out of that they've been through. So it's that shared learning experience that you get. Which is really
I agree with that 100%. And that's what, that goes back to that question about just who can you turn to? Sometimes you don't necessarily turn to them. You're just having a conversation about business and you share so much that you figure out an answer based on their experience.
Right.
And I think that happens within the chamber. I'm glad to hear it's happening with you. I'm also, I heard through a little birdie recently that congratulations are in order. I understand that you have just become a board member for the Kai's Chamber of Commerce.
Yes. Official now.
Well, what's great, and what I love about that personally, and anyone knows me knows this is just who I am. You not only got involved in a chamber to just promote your business, you started networking with people, and now you're giving back to the chamber by just, helping with the mission, vision, et cetera. But there still is an expectation there too. So tell me, what are you hoping to get out of that leadership position within the chamber?
Yeah. So when I first joined the chamber, I did it because I thought I needed something to kind of help the business grow.
Right.
And I felt very awkward the first event I went to, and I didn't know what to do.
Really?
Yeah. I just didn't fit in, but I forced myself to stay. Forced myself to have some conversations with people. And when I left, I felt so much better. And I had a sense of okay, this is good for me. And so forcing myself to get into those awkward conversations in the beginning really made me appreciate what the chamber can do for me and do for everyone else. So I said, I love the chamber. I love how it's structured, and how can I get more involved? And that was one big way, was get on this board and help steer the direction that the chamber needs to go to, that it has been going, and just foster it. It's a great organization.
And I quite frankly never would have realized or imagined the fact that you felt uncomfortable because by the time when I met you at the last event, I mean, we just got into the conversation. You were very natural about it and things like that. So if it helped, I'm glad it helped. And the other thing too is I think the people who are listening or watching, what I would love for them to take away is that that it is tough to network. Even if you join any event, it doesn't matter if it's a chamber or not, it is really tough and unnatural for people. But if you just stick to it and talk to people, it just, boy, wow, does it grow. So I'm glad to hear that, that it worked for you from that standpoint. Okay.
And I'm excited for this new role. I think there's a lot of things that we can do to make this more successful than it already is.
Good. Okay. What keeps you up at night?
I tend to sleep pretty well.
I got a train that goes by like every 3 hours, but
my problem is when I have an idea, I tend to obsess over it to where I'm thinking about it all the time because I really want to get it right. And I can quiet that during the day when the restaurant's busy and whatnot.
Yeah, because you're busy. Yeah, can't think about it.
But when I'm laying in bed, it's just circulating these ideas and these thoughts, and I sometimes have to write them down or text myself in the middle of the night these things because I don't want to forget them because that's when I do my best thinking. It seems like. Okay,
and how will you define success?
That's a great question. So I think there's a lot of different factors that you can define success. I think people always think it's monetary. I have to make so much money. I've learned pretty quickly that I'm in the wrong industry if that's the case.
No, right.
Success to me is just happiness.
You always have food though.
Right. I'm not going to go hungry.
Never go hungry. Yeah.
I think just being happy and content with where you're at and enjoying each day. Like I used to dread going to some of my past jobs. And even though they were fun jobs, just getting up in the morning, I'm up early. I'm at work. I'm always loving it. It's so much fun. Which
is always something new and something different. Yeah. How many employees you have? I didn't ask that question.
We have 13 employees
13
right now. Yeah.
Okay. Full-time or part-time?
About half are full-time, about half aren't. Yeah.
In your business, that is tough. So hiring, training, retention, whatever. How do you manage through that?
Wayne, if I may say, all of my employees have been with me over a year.
Oh, good. Okay.
Several have been with me for a few years, and a few have been with the company before I even took over.
Okay.
So our retention has been great.
So what are you doing? Because a lot of people in restaurants can't say that. So,
I think it's twofold. So I have a full-time manager, Erin. She's great. Okay, she runs the day-to-day operations of the restaurant, and she's fantastic with the staff. So that's the first part. It's a fun place to work. I'm pretty easygoing. Erin's pretty easygoing. It's a very team, the industry is very team focused anyway. So we're pretty tight knit and it's fun. Like there's not a lot of stress. We do a good job. People are happy when they leave.
Yeah.
I mean, every day a couple hundred people leave my restaurant smiling and happy and thanking us for the food. And that's
rewarding in itself. Yeah.
And that keeps the staff coming back.
Okay. Good. And then your breakfast and lunch, right?
Correct.
There's not dinner or anything at this point.
We tried dinner for a bit. It just didn't work.
Did you choose a location only because it was there? And are you thinking about expansion down the road?
Yes.
Take me 3 years out.
Yeah. When I first took the location, it's a great location. I mean, it's a busy mall. And it's a cool little area. As far as expansion goes, we are looking at expanding, whether that means a second physical location, whether that means a commercial kitchen so we can expand our catering.
Oh, wow.
Wholesale bakery line. We're not really sure what that means yet, but it's for sure in the cards.
Okay. And the location is phenomenal. It's a great location. A lot of business around there.
Yeah.
It's a more affluent area.
Yes.
That in itself can cause more demands and just stress. How do you manage through that part of it too? Because affluency doesn't mean that it's more demanding, but the expectations could be higher. I'll put it that way. How do you get through that?
I think it's great. I mean, my expectations on myself and what the business should be are high. So it matches. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you could do it all over again, okay, take us back to when you first got involved in, Stone Oven.
Yeah.
What would you do differently up to today?
Man, so many things.
Is that the next episode of our podcast?
Yeah, it might be. How much time do you have? I think I would make changes slower. I think I made too many changes too fast, and that scares customers. It scares the staff. It's just not a good way to do it. So I think, and I've done this going forward, slower changes, just slowly moving the needle to where I want it to get.
Okay. And if you had to, because now, especially within the chamber and being on the board, your interaction is going to be at a higher level with some folks, in a sense, even those who are going to look towards you to whether or not they should step in your shoes and become an entrepreneur. What advice would you give that person just starting out thinking about it?
That's a great question too. It's like you've done this before.
Yeah.
I think you need to be prepared to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because a lot of times you don't know what to do. And yes, there's resources out there for you, but it is scary sometimes. And the other thing that somebody told me a long time ago that really stuck with me is every problem you're having in your business has already been solved about 10 million times by someone else.
Okay.
So the answers are out there. It's not a unique problem.
Okay.
So you can figure it out.
And I think that's great advice. So if they want to reach you, how do they find out more about Cafe Honeycomb?
Yeah. So on our socials or on our website, cafehoneycombohio.com, has all of our classes. You can order your food from there. We also have a mobile app you can download. So we have a pretty robust loyalty program involved with that. So you can earn points for coming in.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
An eventual chamber discount? Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. We do discounts all the time for loyal members.
Yeah. We'll get that word out later. But hey, Chuck, I really enjoyed the conversation. I thank you for coming in here. I certainly can't wait to get to these pastries, and I hope it continues to develop. And I look forward to seeing you at the next opportunity.
Yeah. Thanks, Wayne. Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Thanks.
Hey, if you like this episode, don't forget to comment, like, and share. This podcast was made possible with the support of our sponsors. Find more ways to grow at kyeast.org.